Super Bowl 47 is just around the corner, which means there is plenty of time for the media to break down every storyline, more than we could possibly want. There's going to be plenty about Harbaugh versus Harbaugh and Ray Lewis. There's going to be plenty of Randy Moss with his potential last chance at a ring. But we're going to focus in on some of the more important storylines that actually could impact who wins or loses this game. That's a shocking decision. 49ers enter this game right now as a 4-point favorite. The line opened at 5, but a good deal of money's coming in on the Ravens right now. People are expecting a bit more money next week on the 49ers, but the line's probably going to settle in right around where it's at. Really, the most important storyline of this game is going to be the one that gets talked about a lot, and that's Colin Kaepernick. 49ers quarterback put together 698 total yards of offense against the Falcons and the Packers. We saw him put together a huge 181-yard rushing performance against the Packers, and then put up 233 yards and a big touchdown against the Falcons. Key for him will be, of course, withstanding the pressure of the moment, and I think we saw last week against the Falcons that he can handle the moment. The 49ers were down 17-0. The crowd was rocking in the Georgia Dome, and he didn't fumble. He didn't make any mistakes. His only mistake so far in the postseason was that pick 6 to open the game against the Packers, and he bounced back strongly from that. So as long as he can really just keep what he's been doing, he should be fine, and the 49ers offense should be fine with that. The second storyline to follow is going to be the 49ers secondary against the Ravens passing offense. Joe Flacco, Torrey Smith, and Anquan Bolden are really stepping up in the postseason, and after last week's performance against the Atlanta Falcons, the 49ers secondary is going to have some work to do this week. They gave up a combined 360 yards of passing to Julio Jones, Roddy White, and Tony Gonzalez, as well as 3 touchdowns. There were some badly burnt plays, including that opening touchdown to Julio Jones. There was a 3rd and 2 conversion that Harry Douglas may have dropped, but either way, he was wide open. Those are the kind of things that you work on over the next 2 weeks and hope that Vic Fangio can clean it up. Bolden is going to be a tough one. He's as tough as they come, and he does have Super Bowl experience, so the 49ers are going to have to keep a close eye on him, whereas Torrey Smith, he can burn him deep, so Deshaun Goltz is going to have to keep his head on straight. The third storyline to look at will be how Ray Rice performs against the 49ers rushing defense. When the 49ers have lost this year, a big issue has been against strong physical runners. Ray Rice is not the biggest guy, but he obviously is an incredibly solid running back. What will be interesting, though, is to see what happens with Bernard Pierce. He's a bit more physical of a runner and is a guy that we could see a decent amount of in the Super Bowl. Last week against the Patriots, he rushed for 52 yards, and against the Colts, he rushed 13 times for 103 yards. The Colts don't have the best run defense, but I think we're gonna need to keep an eye on Pierce as this game approaches. Rice is the obvious factor, but Pierce is sort of an under the radar guy that could hurt the 49ers if the Ravens can get their run game going. Of course, we've got David Akers, which remains a perpetual storyline. The 49ers announced that they will be going with Akers moving forward. At some point, you think it's got to burn him, and it has burned them in 2 games this year. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the Super Bowl. He's facing off against Justin Tucker, the rookie Ravens kicker, who's had a phenomenal year, finished 6th in field goal percentage, completed 30 of 33 field goals during the regular season. So you've got a veteran that's struggling versus a rookie who has not been in the Super Bowl before, obviously. So just a hunch that it could come down to that. If you've got a tight game, which kicker do you want? I think right now, obviously, Tucker's performing better, but how's the rookie going to do on the big stage? Finally, we do have to address Harbaugh versus Harbaugh, but not in the sense that they are, in fact, related for those that are under a rock right now. Rather, it's the decisions they've made that have gotten their teams to this point. Jim Harbaugh made a much criticized decision to switch from Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick, and that move has paid huge dividends. On the other side, John Harbaugh decided to fire Cam Cameron and replace him with Jim Caldwell, and that was another move which received a lot of criticism, and there were some early struggles, but Ravens are still alive. So you've got 2 guys that have gone with their gut, and thus far it's paid dividends. They've got less than 2 weeks to prepare for each other, and you got to think they're both going to be prepared. Last time these 2 played was a huge defensive struggle. even with, you know, some of the changes on offense for both teams, it wouldn't surprise me again if both defenses stepped up and we had a really tight battle. These are two brothers that know each other incredibly well, and they kind of know what they bring to the table. So it's gonna be an interesting chess match. I do think the 49ers can pull it out, but this next week and a half is going to be key as they prepare for that game. We'll be here for the next week and a half until the Super Bowl with plenty of content, so make sure and check us out, and we'll be around also on youtube.com/SBN Niners Nation.